Hello everyone, and welcome to a short video overview of the Sony Xperia S. This is the new device in their flagship range, the NXT range, which also includes the Xperia P and the Xperia U. No Sony Ericsson branding here today. Unfortunately, they bought out Ericsson from their venture, and now they're just Sony. It does make it seem like it's more premium just to call it a Sony phone, but that's just me. I'm Tim Schuster, and this is of course for Neowin.net. And a big shout out to mobbycity.com.au, which sent me the Xperia S to get some hands-on time with today. Check them out if you're in the market for a new phone, and you're especially in the Asia Pacific region. They have fantastic shipping times and great service, so check them out. Onto the Xperia S itself. It comes with a 4.3-inch 1280 by 720 display. That's of course 720p with a 342 pixel per inch density, greater than the iPhone 4S. It's just TFT LCD technology here, no Super AMOLED, but of course it's not a pen-tile display, it is actually the RGB stripe, so you get a fantastic quality display that is enhanced by the mobile Bravia engine. I'm just flicking through some of the Timescape UI here present. It's unfortunately only running Android 2.3, but on the box it does say that a 4.0 upgrade is coming soon, and according to Sony that will be available in Q2. It's powered by a Qualcomm MSM8260 Snapdragon system on a chip. It's their S3 series chips. That comes with a Adreno 220 GPU and a 1.5 GHz dual-core Scorpion CPU, so you should be expecting some serious power out of this device. It also comes with 1 GB of RAM and 32 GB of onboard storage. Although as you see by taking off the back cover, no removable battery and no microSD card slot, just a SIM card slot here. So unfortunately that means non-expandable memory. Generally that shouldn't be too much of an issue. On the back here you'll also notice a 12.1 megapixel camera, which in my experience using it is pretty amazing. It's great in low light, and thanks to the two-stage camera button on the side, you should get some really good shots from this media-focused device. Check out the main site where I'll show you some of those shots. Strange that I can't get rid of this keyboard. There we go. As I mentioned, the Bravia engine on this makes photos and videos look amazing. As you can see, here's a photo of a flower. To my eye here, I'm not sure if you can see this on the camera, but I basically can't see the pixels. It's really amazing actually. Photos and colors look simply vibrant. There is a bit of a problem on web pages where everything seems to be very white. I'm not entirely sure what the problem is though. It does seem to wash out pictures, but generally text is very readable. You just find of course that photos aren't as vibrant as you might see on a Super AMOLED in web pages, but when you're browsing photos and videos, this really shouldn't be a problem. The actual design of the device does see this really strange clear strip along the bottom here. As you can see, I'm moving my finger behind it and you can see it. There's actually a strip of capacitive buttons. They're not actually included inside the plastic here, as you might be indicated by the icons. They're actually slightly above, indicated by very small dots, as you might be able to see there. They're actually quite awkward to hit because they're above the plastic. Some people I gave the device to had a hard time getting used to this. Nevertheless, I think the design of this device is really quite amazing and looks really sharp, crisp and modern. There are a few other annoying things unfortunately about the device. Mostly related to its design is the fact that it is 10.6mm thick. Not exactly thin for a new smartphone, but it's still quite usable. On the top you'll see a headphone jack here, which is right next to the power button, meaning that for a right-handed user like I am, plug in some headphones here, and it makes the power button awkward to hit, like you have to go around the headphones to get in. The covers on the USB ports are also quite awkward to get to. They're quite hard to take in and out, but I think after getting some usage out of it, that might become easier. Performance of this device is quite good, as you might expect. We will try and play some GTA here on screen. As I mentioned, there's a 1.5 GHz dual-core CPU under the hood. It's the same as I reviewed earlier last year with the HTC Sensation, same chip in there. It has been bumped from 1.2 to 1.5 GHz. So you should see some nice performance increases there. Of course, though, the display is around twice as dense, so it has to render pixels to around twice as many pixels. That does mean that you will see slightly worse performance on the HTC Sensation for 3D games, but really you shouldn't be disappointed. As you can see here, when I'm playing GTA 3, it's very smooth. I've got this running on the highest graphics settings. It's really very smooth, as I said, and throughout the operating system, you'll notice absolutely no lag. It is just simply fluid. Running the widgets here, such as the Photos widget, and also here for the social feeds, you'll notice that there is pretty much no lag. Unfortunately, though, the performance of the Snapdragon has been known to give bad battery life, and that is partly the case with the Xperia S here. I noticed around a day of moderate usage is possible. You might find it running out before your workday ends, though. Unfortunately, I haven't got a SIM card in here right now, but just using it on Wi-Fi, I have been using it within a day. So that is something to be wary of. Again, the camera is really amazing. I wonder if I can take a photo right here. You'll notice that there is a quick button. If you just hold that in, it will take a shot, even when it's locked. The camera is really snappy, really responsive, and very quick to take photos. You'll also find that low light performance is simply amazing. Again, I really recommend that you check out the shots on neowin.net so that you can see just how good the camera is. They've really put an effort with their X-R sensor, and the flash seems to be quite good. Front-facing camera is also quite good, so you shouldn't be disappointed in that respect. Just go through some of the software features that there are here. There is NFC in the device, so you do get tags. This should be improved when Android 4.0 becomes available. It is also PlayStation certified, so you can download the store. It's not included by default, but you can get access to some of the PlayStation games for devices. The apps are skinned fairly minimally. The camera has a lot of features. You also get 3D camera capabilities. Again, all of this will be covered in the full review properly. The music app is also quite nice. You'll get quite good music playback here. It's enhanced by Grace Note, Sony Music Unlimited, and a couple of other services that make it really quite good for all things media. For business, I'm not convinced this device is entirely appropriate thanks to the low battery life. But then again, if you are looking for a smartphone that can replace your point-and-shoot camera, definitely look no further than the Xperia S. I checked out the Xperia Ray as well from last year's series, and it seems like Sony does put a lot of effort into the cameras, and that is no exception on here. And with the fantastic display, you should get some really good quality shots. Again, you just have to keep in mind about the design flaws on it, as I've mentioned before. Again, please check out the full written review where I go over absolutely everything about the Xperia S. That should be up very shortly on neowin.net once I get my SIM card in there. Again, thanks to Mobby City for giving me this device to have a review of, and please enjoy your day. Thank you.